Hey guys, Shopper Whisper 9 here, back at it again with a new video. Life happened, that's why I haven't uploaded and really only posted reaction streams, but I'm back now. So when I was scrolling on Twitter, I saw an account by the name of FSonic+Miles and saw them doing a Sonic Q&A, and I thought, cool, free content. So I decided to make a vid about this explaining my thoughts on the series with this Q&A. Hope you like it. Question 1. What does the series mean to you? Honestly, when I was a kid, it meant a lot to me, but now, not so much. The games aren't that great, and the good ones, except for Generations, Colors, and the classic games, usually have one bad problem that makes me not like the rest of the experience. I'm still a fan of the series, it's just my views towards it are very cynical and pessimistic. It's lighting up now with the new Frontiers news, aka 1OK Rock doing the ending theme of Frontiers, and the game looking better in general. But I'm still very Egoraptor, like, when it comes to the series. Question 2. What's your favorite game? Sonic Generations, easily the best modern Sonic boost game in the series. No Werehog, no shooting or hunting stages, or fishing or unnecessary padding. Modern Sonic controls beautifully, and the stages, except for the second half of Planet Wisp, is perfectly crafted. And even though I don't play it a lot, the classic levels are also a fun treat to do. The game is short, but I really don't care if it's the most replayable game in the series, which is something that Sonic games should aim for. No one is going to care about the length of the game if you can replay it 100 times due to how good it is. Question 3. What's your least favorite Sonic game? I'm not gonna say the obvious like 06 and Boom, because I didn't play Boom and I only played Sonic 06 when I was a kid. I guess both versions of Lost World. The game, and hell, even the soundtrack, was very forgettable to me, which is literally impossible for a Sonic game to do, so I guess that's impressive for Lost World to do. The game in general was super boring, although I did like the grind railing section in the game. Question 4. Who's your favorite Sonic character in the games? Sonic, of course. I like Knuckles too. I also love their rivalry a lot more than Shadow and Sonic's. Tails is also pretty cool too. Question 5. Favorite character outside of the game? I don't know, I guess this character, and some of the cast from the old Saturday morning cartoons in the 90s was kinda cool. I don't really look at stuff outside of the games. I'm not trying to jump in that Ken Penders rabbit hole, and the new comics I didn't get around to reading. Question 6. What's your favorite story in the games? Sonic and the Black Knight. The story is really phenomenal. It's simple and tackles serious topics masterfully. Unlike the fanfic that was 06, it was able to take itself seriously without it being terrible, which is something cool to see. My second favorite is Sonic Colors. I know the modern writers weren't that great as time went on, but they knocked it out of the park with Colors. Simple premise and funny jokes. Honestly, I like it a lot when Sonic doesn't take itself seriously. I'm not saying you can't have serious moments, but it's a series about a 3-foot walking, talking blue hedgehog, so you shouldn't be as astronomically edgy as Shadow the Hedgehog or 06 or Forces. Question 7. What's your favorite song? Ride Through Gravity, the Crush 40 version is amazing. Please go give it a listen if you have a chance. Also, Zebrahead's version of His World is amazing too. Question 8. What's your favorite animated appearance of the Blue Blur? Sonic CD's animated intro, animated by Studio Junio, with some cuts and character design by Dragon Ball legend Hisashi Iguchi. The art and animation of the intro is on point, which isn't surprising for the best studio that worked on Dragon Ball. If you want to see more of Iguchi-sensei's work, I'll leave a link in the description of a Sakuga AMV of his work. Question 9. What's an unpopular Sonic opinion you have? I like modern Sonic more than classic Sonic. When Sonic in 3D works, like the Sonic levels from Adventure or Adventure 2, or Generations, or the good parts of Unleashed and Colors, it's better than the classic games in my opinion. Question 10. What's your thoughts on Sonic Forces? Sonic Forces is not a bad game, but it is the most mid 5 out of 10 shit I've ever played. Levels that are under a minute, no drift, crappy story, and many other things too. It's obviously not as bad as 06 or Boom, but it's not as great either. Question 11. What's your thoughts on the boost gameplay? Well, if you were paying attention, you would know my favorite playstyle in the series is the boost style. Going fast in a Sonic game is awesome, and the precision you need while platforming at 1,000,000 miles per hour is very exhilarating, especially if you use the Endless Boost in Sonic Generations. That gives you Endless Boost for the cost of not getting any rings. Yeah, when it's done badly, it's painfully average, and yeah, boost to win, but when it's done right, it's done perfectly and easily the best style in the series. Question 12. What's your thoughts on the Sonic had a rough start when he entered 3D. Quote. They're right, but not for the reasons they think. 3D Sonic games were only really bad when Shadow and 06 happened. I believe what killed Sonic was unnecessary padding. With Adventure 1, you need to beat all the stories so the game forces you to fish. Adventure 2, the fact that Sonic and Shadow has the least amount of levels in a Sonic game. The fact in SA2 they changed the radar to make it so you only find one specific emerald in order. The mech stage is not really needed, and if so, you don't need all of them. Unleashed with a Werehog and Sonic Heroes, the fact that you need to beat the game with all trios and get all the Chaos Emeralds. Like I said with Sonic Generations, when it comes to making a good Sonic game, focus on it being good, not long, because what Sonic needs to excel at is being replayable, not long. Remember, Sonic Colors saved the series, and Sonic Generations is the best Sonic game we had in a long time when it was 2011, and I'd still argue it is in 2022, because I didn't need to fish, hunt for emeralds, shoot shit, or be a werewolf for way longer than the fun part. To make those games better is to remove or redo parts of the game that isn't fun and or make it so you don't have to do all of them. Sonic Heroes and or Adventure would be way better if doing all the stories were an option, not mandatory to beat the game, and making the Werehog less frequent and or not a shitty beat 'em up would make the game way better too. Question 13. What's your favorite Sonic voice actor? My boy, Jason Griffith. He was phenomenal, and at his best in Unleashed and Black Knight, and had this nice mature edge to him that made Sonic feel more badass and cool.
What? What do you figure that was all about? The hair, and those arms, and look at the Chaos Emeralds! Yo, Eggman! Thanks for that little skydiving adventure the other day! Alright, Chip, let's end with a bang! Here's Sonic! Leave it to me! This one's all mine!
Question 14. Has there ever been a point you've seemed frustrated with the series? Yeah, now, when Sonic Colors and Generations a year later came out, I thought the year of bad Sonic games were over. And then Lost World happened, which isn't that great but still okay. Then Boom happened, then Forces. TLDR, you get the point, we're right back to where we started. With mediocrity. Not to mention the series picked up a shitty habit of regurgitation because they think Generations was good due to classic Sonic being there and not because of the game being good. Not to mention Colors Ultimate and Origins, more so Colors Ultimate release was buggy and bad, so they can't even regurgitate the good old days right. Everything sucks now, and unlike the Dark Ages, they aren't taking risks, so everything just feels stale. Please, Frontiers, be good. Question 15. What's your favorite Sonic fan content you've consumed? Nazo Unleashed by Chakra X. He was working on a true sequel of it, but it was obviously non-profited, and while working on it 2020 happened, so he sadly canceled it, which sucks, but I completely understand why. And also Sonic Zombies by Berlina Productions, or his other works that he's actually proud of, like Sonic Jaws and the Christmas specials. Those are really cute. Question 16. Is there anything you want to bring back to the series gameplay-wise? Yeah, the Drift and the Chow Garden. Yeah, I didn't stutter. The Drift was absent in Forces. And for what I've seen, it's not in Frontiers. I hope this part ages poorly. Question 17. If you're an artist, did you have an OC? I did when I was a kid. I made one with one of those OC creators. Maybe for 100 subs special, I'll actually draw one. Question 18. What keeps you going as a Sonic fan? I don't fucking know, this shit sucks!